you could play tennis with one video game character, who would it be?
Good question. Probably Kratos, because
that sounds terrifying.
Well, he's got the tennis rackets chained up to his arm, so he can just smack you or the ball.
He just swings the whole racket at you, just bust you in your head, and you're just out.
He'll never have to move because he can like swing it towards the ball and then hit you at the same time, so that you can never hit it back.
While just releasing the most just terrifying, just scream at you. You would just leave. You just like,
but at the same time,
I don't want to play with you.
Atreus would be in the corner hitting you with an arrow. So you're just like, ah.
This is the worst game of tennis ever.
You take an arrow to the knee, and then you take a tennis ball to the face. Game over. Cheers.
Welcome everybody to another exciting episode of Multiplayer, the podcast by gamers for gamers.
So excited.
I am one of your hosts, your co-host, Zack Mascanis, alongside co-host number 2, Javier Ortiz.
Yep, I am here, present. I am, ready to go. Let's go.
You ready to go?
Let's do this.
You're powered by G Fuel right now.
Yeah, G Fuel.
Not
good
a sponsor,
stuff.
but hopefully,
Someday.
maybe one day.
Shout out to you, G Fuel. I'll drink your stuff all day.
Send us so much G Fuel.
Cherry limeade. It's pretty good.
It's a pretty good one.
I like it.
Remember, don't forget, you can check us out on YouTube, iTunes, Google Play, Stitcher, and now Spotify. So you literally have zero excuses to not check us out. We are everywhere. We're also at Patreon, patreon.com/multiplayer, where you can get some bonus rounds if you throw us a bone or two a month. You can get them fat
bonus rounds?
Those fatty bonus rounds. You get 2 of those guys every other Friday. But if you don't want to help us on there because you think we suck, no big deal. You can check those sucky episodes out later on YouTube and iTunes and all that fun stuff. Okay. Now that all that fun stuff's out of the way, let's get going.
Let's get it going.
Let's, what do we have first? Do we have
So here's the deal, right? It's summer.
Yep.
The dog days of summer, as a lot of people like to say.
Them dog days. We got a dog down
dog
here.
Right there.
You can't see it, YouTube people, but he's there.
Yeah, but he's there, trust me. But yeah, so very slow. I mean, post E3, there's never really much going on in July.
Yeah.
/August.
Outside of just catching up on backlog kind of nonsense.
Pretty much, and we'll get to that. But I thought something was really interesting that came out. Cory Barlog, the man who cried infamously for
that
over
baby of a man, making baby games,
making stupid, great games. But yeah, the director of God of War, if you don't know, he had a tweet recently about a Netflix show for God of War.
Yeah,
and he was just like, "True, this is not happening." Thinking emoji. I wonder if we should do something about that, Netflix. And everyone's just like, oh, a Netflix show on God of War. Now, this comes off the heels of, a very successful Castlevania show that came on Netflix last summer, I believe.
Yeah, last summer.
And it's slated for a second season to be released October 26th this year. Check it out, because the first season was pretty good. Which made me think, what cool... It's always been a very touchy subject, video games translated into TV or movies.
Yeah, it's always especially movies, live action movies, because
it just never works.
Because they put people in charge that just don't know what video games are.
Yeah.
It's I always see this thing that it drives me so crazy in movies and TV shows where somebody's playing a video game and it's yo, that's not how video games work.
Yeah.
You'll have somebody playing a Game Boy with no cartridge in it.
Yeah.
Or just stupid stuff.
Like a controller with no light on. It's clearly it's not turned on. Clearly just pushing buttons.
The one that I've seen a lot in the last couple of years that drives me crazy is they'll show a VR game, and so somebody's doing crazy stuff in this game, but all they have is just they'll have the PS4 move wand on a plastic gun or something, and just moving that around. Yet they're running, they're turning the camera, all
they're
this
just
stuff.
doing crazy movements at the same time.
That's literally impossible.
Yeah.
You can't do that with just the move control.
Yeah.
Where's your sticks? How are you doing any of this?
Yeah.
And it just, it just it drives me crazy.
Yeah, the illusion of video games in movies, not only playing it, but then just adapting the source material to a movie or TV show, typically doesn't go very well. Yeah. Mainly because, you've got people in charge who, like a Tomb Raider movie came out today. I guarantee you nobody on the creative staff ever played a Tomb Raider game.
Probably not. They probably just watched some YouTube videos.
Yeah, they watched the videos.
We got some ideas.
They watched the trailer, and they tried to copy some shots and some scenes, which is fine. But overall, it's just like, oh, this is clearly you don't know anything about Tomb Raider.
And the thing that's like, it kind of bugs me is like, they make these movies so that like a general audience can go and watch them. Yeah. But it's just like, do you understand like how many people play video games now? Your general audience knows video games, for the most part anyways. And it's like, obviously there's people out there that don't. But it's just like, make this stuff with the gamers in mind. Because,
really.
Hey, guess what? There's a lot of gamers out there.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at the sales numbers of games, and you translate that to people, like, you can make a lot of money at the box office by making a movie based off of this franchise that sold ridiculously well. Yeah. Like God of War.
Yeah, and it's just, it's one of those things, and kind of comic book movies and stuff, or superhero movies and stuff are kind of the same way, where it's just like, you want to... take a comic, adapt it in a way that really like it takes the source material seriously. It's like we read it, we appreciate it. Exactly. We're gonna like really do our part to make sure this is right. Yeah. The characters are right, the storyline's right. Right. But then you get things like Batman versus Superman, where it's just, like, what happened to Lex Luthor? Like, I mean, what did they do to the Joker? And like,
and I think the main reason because of all that, and it's kind of going off topic, but like for like making movies, like studios always try and bring in creative people who are not necessarily involved with that world, but they could make like creative differences that'd be like, ooh, this is an interesting new take. Yeah. Which I would prefer. Like, that's why the animated movies are so amazing.
I know, right?
Like DC animated movies are fantastic because you literally have the people who make comics and who are heavily involved and love that world just making movies.
Yeah. So this gets me exactly to where I want to be. Haha! It was all a trap.
It all comes together.
So anything Netflix, if they're doing a show, whether it's a God of War show, any video game show, make it an animated show. Yeah. Make it don't try it, I don't want to see Mark Wahlberg as God of War,
or Nathan Drake.
Yeah, it's like, I don't need any of that. It's like, give me, heck, just give me, give me, a Netflix show. It's like 10 episodes long of, the in-between, between, the original God of War series and kind of this new God of War series. How did he get to...
Yeah, you could easily do that.
Yeah, and it's just keep the gamers in mind. Bring the voice. Who does the voice for Kratos in the new game?
Oh, I don't remember his name. Hold on.
Well, anyway, just bring him back because he did such an amazing job.
Yeah. I prefer the old one better, to be honest. But that's
But it's old man Kratos now. You gotta.
Yeah, I guess.
His voice. He's all grown up now.
So T.C. Carson was the original one. Christopher Judge.
Yeah, that's so it's like, bring old Chrissy Judge back, and he might not like it I called him Chrissy, but...
we're not on the first name basis. Mr. Judge.
Bring Mr. Judge back, and give it a cool, almost anime-ish style, sort of like the Castlevania series, and just have some fun with it. Do some have some crazy fights with things that are way too big, like Attack on Titan style.
Sure. I mean, you can do, and it's much easier to do the animated world because you're dealing with less egos, I think, and you don't have to deal with people's screen time and all that kind of nonsense that goes into live action. But yeah, I agree. I think a Netflix show specifically set in that time that you were saying between when he kills himself at God of War 3 and this one where he's like, I'm alive, and in Germany or Sweden, somewhere, North Europe, somewhere up there. How did he get there? Yeah. How did he get from Greece to all the way up Northern Europe?
Probably a boat. Probably a boat involved in some fashion.
Well, we know he's good at rowing boats. That's for damn sure.
That's 80% of that game.
Yeah, but it's good, though. It's good.
It's the one part where it's just you get this huge, muscly man just rowing a little boat. It's just... Yeah. Out of all the things I thought I would never do as Kratos.
I never, honestly, like at the end of the God of War what I thought was the end of the franchise, I was like, man, where else could they take this? Never once did I imagine rowing a boat with Kratos.
It's like, it's just like a silly thing for such a big, crazy man to do. It's like, you might as well have him fly a kite.
I'm sure he did that with his son before the game started.
Boy, help me with this kite.
So what else were you like? What other franchises could you see?
So I got 2.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna say one. I know if you got an idea, sure. I'll go to you, and then I think my last one's super good. Okay. All right. So first one. I think there's a really cool series on YouTube. It's like a fan-made series called A Fox in Space. Yeah. It's a Star Fox series. Okay. I think it's 12 episodes if I'm not mistaken, and it's like a really cool it's like an animated kind of short web series that it almost has like an 80s style to it. Yeah. It has like some Cowboy Bebop vibes, and you were kind of saying
heavy metal.
Heavy metal, and it's just like between the animation, the voice acting, it's all like it's so weird, but in like a really cool way. Like it's a lot of like just really darkly lit scenes.
Yeah, very dark in tone.
Yeah, and I think when Star Fox was originally conceived, I think they really had like Star Wars in mind. It's like they were kind of building this Star Wars-esque universe with like a Nintendo twist on it. And it's like, that world has so much life you could breathe into it if you just let yourselves do that. It's like I feel like Nintendo's been retreading the same story over and over.
Yeah.
And it's between Star Fox for the SNES, Star Fox 64, Star Fox Zero. They all tell the same freaking story, and it sucks. It's just like I want to know more. Actually, a really good one was Star Fox Command for the DS. Actually, had like a pretty interesting story to it.
Oh yeah.
What you doing, dog?
Oh, you can see his ear.
YouTubers. There's a Doge.
That's a dog right there.
Right near camera.
Go to sleep, buddy.
Lay down. But anyway, so that's gonna be he's gonna be the next Star Fox.
Good.
But I would love to see just a cool animated show in the Star Fox universe with just Nintendo just pumping money into it. Animated, obviously, and just like give me those like Star Wars-esque scenes where it's like, I'm not a Star Wars guy, so I can't remember all the places, but like the cantina and stuff like that, where you see, you see all these all these weird characters,
different aliens.
It's like give me that in the Star Wars or Star Fox world. Yeah. It's like there's so much like. There's so much there. It's like
it's a cool galaxy worth of characters and like story and like like you said, they always tell the same one.
Yeah.
What I was thinking, and I mentioned it before the show as well. I always thought like a Legend of Zelda. I thought a Legend of Zelda animated show, and I think we should stick to animation. Like animation would be awesome.
We will never speak of live action.
Yeah, because it just maybe a pipe dream. But yeah, I thought a Legend of Zelda animated series would be really cool, but not necessarily involving Link or Zelda.
Yeah, I had mentioned like if they do a Legend of Zelda thing, I don't think Link should be in it. I think it should be something where it's like he's in his 1,000-year slumber or whatever nonsense.
Yeah,
it's one of those things like Link just doesn't speak, so if you put this character in the show, he has to speak, and everybody will instantly freak the hell out.
Yeah, and which makes me, I still don't know how Nintendo's going to make a Super Mario movie, because it's another character who really doesn't talk that much outside of a few lines. But anyway, I thought that was a cool idea would be a show centered on Ganondorf. Yeah. And the origin of Ganondorf, like growing up in the desert, with a society of just like women, the Gerudo, how he was this legend, because I forget exactly how it is in the lore, but it's every 100 years or something a male is born or something, or some kind of weird stuff like that. But he was a legend to begin with since his birth. So, like, show me where this character went bad.
Yeah,
why he's evil. Like, why he wants power.
The moment you even just said Ganondorf origin story, like, my mind just started to race. Like, that is an amazing idea.
Yeah, like, and it's never been told. We just know he's a bad guy.
Yeah, it's like, give him, like, in a much better way. Let me just phrase that in a much better way, because George Lucas does not know what he's doing. Give me, like, that Darth Vader origin story.
Oh, yeah.
Know, like, those prequels are bad movies. Yeah. But give me that Darth Vader origin story, but with Ganondorf.
Yeah.
Like, how did he become, like, kind of king of the bandits? How did he, like, become so evil?
Yeah, like, he's an evil wizard. He's the king of the bandits. He somehow has the Triforce of power. Like, he was destined to have it, and, he wants to be a ruler of the kingdom, and he's a demon king as well.
Yeah, it's like he hates the gods.
Yeah.
He just, like...
Sounds like Kratos.
Yeah, I mean, I would love to see a fight between Ganondorf and Kratos. That'd be sweet. Yeah, that'd be a dope fight.
And he's also got this giant sword that he never uses. Where's that all the time? But anyway, I thought, like, something like that I thought would be really cool. It's like,
man, that would be cool. It's just like give it a really good animation.
Yeah.
And it's just like, man, that'd be sweet.
Yeah, like, show me characters that everyone knows, but we don't really know. You know? Like, it's that kind of feel.
Yeah, and, the Garudas... In general, it's like it's a fascinating kind of world, I guess is the best way to put it. It's just these women, like they're almost like Amazonian women.
Yeah,
where it's just like they just have like this interesting background where there's just like no men are allowed here. Yeah. When it's time to, like, basically have a child, we send our women out on, like, a quest to, like, find a mate kind of thing. It's a super interesting world. So it's like you can have some really cool characters that, very female centric cast. Yeah. Like, it's just like a lot there that you could play with and, do things like with a slightly more mature tone to the whole thing.
Yeah. And to say that The Legend of Zelda doesn't have an interesting world would be crazy, because you have different, like, races of species and stuff, like Gorons and the Zora and stuff. But it's just an interesting... And I always thought the Gerudo were, like, the most interesting, because, one, I really love their music. Their theme is just fantastic. But I always thought it was just really cool, because I always thought, like, wow, there's this whole band of women in a desert. How do they live? Like, how do they reproduce? Like, where do they come from? Like, how do they continue? Like,
I mean, they're just a bunch of warriors. So it's just like, if the heat, the sun, whatever, we don't care.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like we're like 7 feet tall. Or just like...
they're Amazons, basically. So I always thought, like, that kind of world was really cool and interesting, and I want to know more about Ganon, basically.
Yeah,
like, there's really not much, except he's evil. We know that.
Yeah, it's like maybe the Hyrulean guards killed his mother or something. It's like, give us some, give us some background, give us something.
Like, they are bandits. Maybe they stole something, and, like, one of them was executed, and Ganondorf saw, I don't know, like, just something like that I think would be really cool.
Man, that'd be cool.
Yeah, I thought, I think that'd be pretty awesome.
Yeah. Okay, so I got one more.
Yeah.
I think it's a cool one. So, give me, so it'd be like a Netflix original movie, that's essentially the Expendables, but with iconic video game characters. It'd be sweet.
Like in Smash.
It's almost
Brawl.
like Smash the movie.
the what's it called? Subspace.
Subspace Emissary.
Emissary. Yeah, that's the word.
Like give me a movie where literally like all the most iconic franchise heroes have to team up to fight whatever evil.
They gave that to you already, called Captain N the Game Masters. You ever watched Captain N? He teamed up with Simon Belmont. He teamed up with Mega Man.
Well, give me that movie again. Give me the sequel.
Yeah.
But yeah, just like literally like this crazy movie where like Mario, Sonic,
Kirby,
Solid Snake. And
it really is Smash.
Nathan Drake and like all these like crazy characters come together.
Yeah, you're crossing brands now.
Well, I know, but it would be cool. Give me that like that Who Framed Roger Rabbit like mesh of just these worlds coming together to.
See, then it should be a Captain N the movie, because then it's like Who Framed Roger Rabbit, where Captain N, he's always been involved with video game characters.
Right.
And now he's like, and now you're getting the crossing of like IPs where everyone's on the same boat. Because like in that one, Disney and Looney Tunes are on the same boat, which like never happened.
Yeah.
But yeah, that'd be, I could see.
Yeah, just like the cool. Expendables with video game characters.
Nice.
It will literally never happen, but it'd be awesome.
Yeah, it's a pipe dream. It's a cool pipe dream.
It's a fun pipe dream. All right, so what else we got?
So I thought like I got this weird segment, and maybe I should save this for later because I have it written down, but I'll just go with it because we have a weird show. So I got this segment I want to call the Support Player of the Week. It's a feel-good story. Charities, helping people.
Yeah.
Just being nice. So as you know, a few months ago, Blizzard had a breast cancer awareness type of thing where you could buy a Pink Mercy skin. Yeah. It was a really nice skin. Like she had pigtails and like ribbons and stuff.
I know, right? It's super cool. Like I like her wings that come out.
Yeah, like the pink wings. Like it was really cool. She looked really nice. And apparently, you could buy that separately. Wasn't like loot box available. It was a timed thing where you could buy it on its own. And apparently all the proceeds would go to breast cancer awareness or foundation. I don't have the specifics in front of me. They just released the numbers on how much money they raised for that. And I thought it was pretty amazing. So in total, Blizzard was able to, it was the Breast Cancer Research Foundation. They were able to come up with $12.7 million.
Yeah.
So I want to say like...
It was $10, right? The skin?
I think it was $10.
Yeah, so that means 12 point... How many?
What? It was 12.7.
So 12.7 million people? Is that right?
No. So
no.
It would be in the hundreds of thousands.
There you go.
Because you got to times it by 10.
Yeah.
So either way, it's a lot. And I thought it was really cool. Like, we should also give this this spotlight not only to Blizzard but the players.
Yeah. Because
everyone, kind of was like, wow, it's a really cool skin. Wow, it goes to a really good cause.
Yeah.
Just makes me want to play this game even more and appreciate the Blizzard as a whole. So, congrats to you, Blizzard, and the people who play Overwatch who bought this skin because that's pretty awesome. 12.7 million. That's nothing to scoff at. That's a lot of money that goes to a
serious support.
Yeah, and it goes to a really good cause. So I just wanted to give a shout out to that because I think it's really cool. And
it's always cool, kind of seeing stuff like that. Basically the gaming community, giving back to a good cause.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just like it's. It's always. I guess it's always just it's good to see people doing good things.
And honestly, we live in a world where you can buy so much like extra stuff for your video games that like. I would love to see more of this. Like it started, I think, with Hellblade and Ninja Theory. A lot of that game, the proceeds went to like mental health awareness and whatever foundation it was associated with. And then this followed suit. Like this all went to the Breast Cancer Research Foundation. So it'd be really cool to see like more, devs and companies kind of getting behind this because one, it's really good press. 2, you're helping a lot of people. It's a good cause, and 3, more people play your game because it's a cool exclusive thing that they can get with it. So I just thought it was really cool. I was trying to think of other charitable foundations that you could associate with games, and like like other stuff you could buy. Like I would imagine like Princess Peach goes well with Breast Cancer Foundation because of pink. But her outfit's already pink and like Mario Aces.
Yeah.
But something along those lines,
Yeah, I feel you.
Like if Smash did like a Smash skin for somebody, or any of these online games. There's a lot of like cool charities out there that are just that are literally just dedicated to I wish I could remember the name of the one. I'm on the spot now, and I literally can't think of it. But is it the player, the plus or extra life kind of thing?
No, it's not that one. There's one that's for like it's to help like buy kids in children's hospitals and stuff like video games.
Okay, gotcha,
I wish I could remember the name of it.
That's not Extra Life. I thought it was.
Maybe it is. Like I said, I'm on the spot right now, so I can't remember them.
I think it's Extra Life.
I sound like a jerk.
You're terrible. you can't keep track of
it. But so it's always cool to kind of see that kind of stuff.
Yeah. But so a big shout out because pretty awesome. Good work by the players. Good work by Overwatch.
Yeah.
Everyone did good. Anyway, moving on from that. So, like we said, we've been saying slow week. but it's a good time to catch up on old games.
Yeah.
You know, we haven't been able, there's no new releases. Well, there's one coming out this week. But new releases are very slow right now. And, you know, post E3, not a lot of news. So it's time to catch up on games we've been playing.
For sure.
So, me personally, I mentioned this last week, but I didn't go into detail about this.
It's our backlog segment, by the way. Backlog.
Yeah, we get to play old stuff. But last week I had mentioned really quickly in like 10 seconds about how I picked up South Park Fractured But Whole at Target for $40.
Yeah.
And it was the like gold edition with the steel case, came with the game Stick of Truth included. Don't know how it was on sale for $40 at Target, but go to Target, check it out. Maybe you can find one. So I got to play this finally for the first time. And you never played the first one, right?
No, it's one of those series where it's like it's just like when it came out, it's just like I was doing other things, and it's one of those games that just slipped through the cracks, and I just haven't gone back to play it.
All right, fair enough. So a little rundown then for the first one. Pretty short game. I would say like maybe 10 to 12 hours. You can go through it in like a day if you wanted to, if you really wanted to.
Yeah.
But it's funny. It feels like a long episode of South Park where the story keeps moving. There's lots of cutscenes. Like the items you pick up are really funny. There's an interesting weapon that's a specific item that you can find at certain shops for adults. But it's really funny and very, very vulgar, and you know, it feels like South Park.
As South Park is.
Yeah, so it feels like a long episode of South Park, which was great because, you know, it was funny, the pacing was really well, it just kept going, it made you want to play that game nonstop. So I've played the second one now. I'm not fully through it yet, but I played a good amount. And it's different. It's really different. There's much more heavy RPG elements involved with this one.
Yeah.
Lots more to pick up. You know, as a lot of RPG games are nowadays, they feel kind of like collectathons. You're just collecting stuff left and right. South Park Fractured But Whole has a little bit of this. Sometimes it feels like too much, but it's not overwhelming, which is nice. You can craft in this game. You couldn't do that in the last one. You can craft costumes. You can craft items, a bunch of different stuff.
Yeah.
What's cool is the wardrobe selection in this game is just 1,000 times bigger than the first one. And it's all cosmetic, so nothing, you know, there's no extra powers. But it's just kind of cool. You can cycle through outfits and stuff. The gold edition that I bought came with like an Ezio one.
Yeah, the Assassin's Creed skin looked pretty cool.
Yeah, yeah. It like made me like feel like, man, this really looks cool in South Park. I like it a lot in South Park. But yeah, you can. There's a few other ones that you can get through Ubisoft if you get that edition. But yeah, just tons of cool crafting costumes you can make.
Right.
One thing that's weird though is like, the first one had lots of cutscenes and it was a lot smaller, so you got more to point A to point B faster.
Yeah.
This one, this town of South Park's a lot bigger. There's more to do. There's more like mini like side quests and stuff. And the battle system is, I just feel like I'm not fighting enough in this game. I'm more traveling than like. You know, obviously there's a lot of combat involved when you get to certain points in the game, like especially with the story. But like outside of like the encounters you can have with random people who want to beat you up, like sixth graders want to beat you up.
Right.
Outside of that, you don't really have like very special combat situations.
Right.
You know, like I was really hoping that you could have more weird ones with like weird characters.
You just kind of run into somebody and a fight would ensue.
Yeah, exactly. Like you can, it's not randomly generated like Pokemon is.
Yeah.
Like you can see, like if you're walking down the street and like sixth graders like, come here, fourthy, like they want to fight.
Yeah.
And you can fight them. It's very easy to not fight them. You can just walk away and they won't catch you. But like there's no like, at least not to the point where I've gotten, like there's no weird. It's not weird enough. It doesn't feel like South Park.
Right.
It feels like more of, this is a weird thing to say, but it feels more of a video game than it does a South Park episode.
Well, yeah, I guess that's like, I guess that's what happened. You know, it's one of those things where it's like, you know, trying to find that balance between an episode and a game where it's just like, okay, the first game we did these things, but we need it longer because it's like, the thing is it's a video game, and it's like it needs to probably be 30 hours.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
That, you know, the price tag is worth $60.
Yeah, and it just Yeah, that's my biggest conclusion I can come to that game so far is that like it feels more like a video game than it does a long episode of South Park, which is not necessarily better. It's just it is what it is.
Right.
So there's much more RPG elements. There's much more video game-ness in it. But I miss like the humor of the first one and how it felt more like an episode.
Sure.
You know, there's really funny encounters with like Randy in that game and just like aliens, and it's just really weird and bizarre, and it's funny. And this one is more like, hey, build your character and, you know, go fight some sixth graders.
Yeah.
And, you know, it's the storytelling is a little too far and instead of close by. Like it's the story elements are far away from each other.
Right.
Like you can avoid it for a long time if you want to, and it kind of makes me forget what I'm doing.
Yeah, it's the one problem with like side quests in games sometimes, where it's just like, you know, you just want to kind of like see the story and experience what's going on, but there's just all these other things to distract you along the way.
Exactly. So I mean, it's fine. I'm glad I paid what I paid for it.
Yeah. So, but you're liking it though. It's a fun game.
I do like it. It's fun. I appreciated the first one more.
Gotcha.
Than I appreciate this one. This one feels like the same way with movie directors. We're like, let's make it like a movie and like what we think. It feels like the South Park guys were less involved.
Right.
It was more the Ubisoft team involved.
Yeah.
Where I want more South Park humor.
Sure.
Compared to game, like, you know, it's just.
Yeah, I feel you.
Yeah, that's.
I mean, what I saw of it, I definitely like I saw some funny moments and some good, and like you'll get hit by something, you're like, cut it out, butthole.
Yeah,
just like goofy stuff.
Yeah, and like those all happen when you do the main story stuff. But outside of the main story stuff, it's not as like fun. It's not as weird. So.
Gotcha.
My 2 cents.
Yeah. All right. Cool. Well. Yeah. I'm hoping, like, especially like once you're done with it, I'm definitely going to steal that and play through it. Because I've been wanting to play through that series. It's just one of those ones that just, like, you know, you just have those kind of series that sort of fall through the cracks. And, you know, sometimes it's tough to get back to a game. But that's why we're doing this backlog segment. For all you listeners out there that might have missed something, check out the South Park series, because that's a fun one.
Yeah, it's not bad. First one is honestly, it stands out. So
and you can get that for dirt cheap now. Like, I've seen sales on that for like $10, $15.
I can imagine a Steam sale for that game.
Yeah,
probably cheaper.
It's probably like $3.
Yeah, but it's fun.
They'll probably like pay you $5 to take it. Steam sales are crazy.
Yeah, Steam sales. Yeah, especially during the summer.
Yeah,
like, please take our games.
just shovel a pile of games and just throws them at you.
Yeah.
But yeah, so. What I've been playing recently, this isn't a backlog, this is a new log.
Yeah.
You know, fresh log.
Fresh logs.
Straight from the forest.
Yeah. It's a Yule log. Dumb Christmas tree.
So I've been playing Mario Tennis. And,
ooh. Interesting.
So we've talked about this on the show a couple times.
Yep.
You know, for the listeners out there that have been listening, I was so excited for that game, and I'm a little bummed out.
What I've seen on Reddit, people are very underwhelmed.
Yeah, you know, it's getting like okay reviews. It's like sevens out of 10s, kind of thing. So, like the biggest problem is like the mechanic. Well, the mechanics are there. Like the mechanics are sound. It's great. Feels good. Plays good.
Yeah.
All that fun stuff. But there's just like there's so many things that I was hoping this game would get back to that it just never did. And it's just like the story mode, I wanted that old school Mario Tennis for Game Boy story mode. And you know, maybe it was just like hopeful wishing kind of thing, but it's like when I started to hear like, oh, there's RPG elements, you know, you're getting all this stuff. I was like,
think a Golf Story. Right?
Yeah, it was like, oh man, it's gonna be like Golf Story. It's gonna be like the old Mario Tennis Game Boy games. Like that's what I want, but like in a 3D world.
Yeah, just bigger and better.
Like give me that 100%. Like one of the things I loved in the old like Mario Tennis game was like. So you played like it's some generic average Joe dude. Like you make a character, you know, name it, you know, Butthead or whatever, you know, like the old Pokemon
like
game.
Beavis and Butthead.
Or you know, just like whatever you want, you poopy face, you know, you just name yourself something stupid, and then like you basically went to this like, you went to like Mario Tennis University, and like. you like looked up to the legends. It's like, I want to play like Mario. I want to play like Donkey Kong. Like, all these like people that like you'll never be able to play these people. They are pro as pro gets.
Way out of your league.
Yeah, it's like it's super frickin' Mario. It's like you ain't touching that guy. Yeah. He's a legend. And it's like, and so you start off by like playing, these other like students in the school, and you're like you're leveling up and all this stuff. And then eventually you get really good, and it's like then you can challenge, the masters, and win like the Mario Tennis Cup kind of thing. And it's just like those games are so rad, and it's like that's the exact opposite of what this game is, where it's just like, so you only play as Mario in the adventure mode. Yeah, so you only play as Mario. The story is about as lame gets. It's just like, oh, there's like an evil tennis god, and she's trying to take over the world, or he or whoever, and it's trying to take over the world and
stop him.
Make people play tennis, don't play tennis. Stop that person, and then it's just like, oh, there's like some power stones you have to get to fight this master god tennis person. So go fight these bosses, and then you're just like going through this like dumb map with like all this like really bad dialogue between like Toad and who's just like hanging out with you.
Yeah.
So it's like really bad dialogue between Toad and whatever like people you stumble across like Donkey Kong or something. But it's like you have a couple tennis matches here and there, like one-on-one against like one of the characters. But a lot of it's like these weird mini games. So it's just like you try like. There's like typically just a big wall in front of you, and it's like moving parts that you have to, you're like trying to hit certain things at a certain time, or like there was a level with like a bunch of shy guys throwing snowballs at you, and so you're trying to hit the snowballs back and hit the shy guys with them, and it's just like, this just isn't very fun. It's just like,
that sucks.
You're just kind of hitting this ball back to just nonsense.
It's like I'm just playing tennis.
Well, see, like the mechanics of the game are really good. If they actually just give me these like one-on-one matches and just have these CPU just be freaking amazing. And there's like these, I wouldn't say it's RPG elements. It's just like you level up in that game, but not in any way that like it feels good. You just
really?
Yeah.
Are there like special rackets?
There are special rackets, but I don't know. It's just none of it feels right.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like the only reason there's a leveling up system in that game is for like little babies that are trying to play this game and they keep losing. Because even if you lose, you level up. And so you could just lose 30 times, and now you're just so leveled up, it's like maybe you'll just be able to beat this person. So I feel like they just did it for that reason versus like...
It's not very challenging.
No, it's like a baby game. And it's just like... And it just sucks. It's just like, and even when you do lose, it's just like, it's not really your fault. It's like a lot of this stuff isn't skill based. It's just like time based.
Yeah.
And it's just like you saw me play one level where I ended up losing because it's like I kept thinking that like this one boss guy you got to fight was gonna do something, and he just wasn't doing it. And it's like, oh crap! And then it would just waste time.
Yeah. It's like you're overthinking it.
Yeah. It's just like. Basically, like you have to, get them all tired. First of all the bosses, you fight them the exact same way. It's literally the same fight with different bosses. Yeah, and it's so, you basically tire them out by just playing, tennis back and forth. Like he can't miss the ball. Like you hit the ball and then like they just grab it and they throw it right back. Then you hit the ball and they grab it, throw it right back, and then they finally get tired out. And then you do a power shot to them. And it's just like like this one boss that you saw, it's like, tired him out, and then you power shot one part of this dude, and then it moves out of the way, and then you power shot the other, and then that like damages him.
Yeah.
And then the second round, it's like you power shot him a second time, and then you power shot like the main part of him, and then you hurt him. And I was like, okay, the third one, you're gonna have to do it 3 times, and then final blow. But that wasn't the case. Like, I hit him once, and it was like, wait, no, hang on, this is the final hit now? It was, like, super weird. It's like, it was, like, way, like... so it's, I don't know, I have very mixed feelings now. I'm very bummed out
it really bums me out that you can only play as Mario.
Yeah.
Because that was my biggest issue with Odyssey. It's like, I want to play as, like... you technically can play as Yoshi, but you're really possessing Yoshi.
Yeah.
It's like, I want to play as other... I want to play as all the weird characters in the Mushroom Kingdom. Like, there's so many weird characters. Like, I want to play as all of them.
Yeah, like, I almost wish it was... Like, if they were just going to go down the route of just making a generic game, it's like, yeah, just give me a Mario Kart style, like, just cup of nonsense, where it's just like, all right, here's the Star Cup. Yeah. Okay, Donkey Kong's talking trash at you. Level up your character, whoever you want to play.
Sure.
And then just kind of go that route or something, which they do have some cups that you can play, but it's also like all your characters are just kind of unlocked, so there's really no point in playing the cups. Yeah. It's like there's not... At the end, it's like, you won. The end. It's just like, oh, great. And
very underwhelming.
Yeah, it's not everything I was hoping it would be. And
yeah, that really sucks.
And I've been playing some online stuff, and the online feels good, but it's very limited on, like, basically what was in the beta, in the little network test they did. That's pretty much all there is to it right now. So it's just it's fine. I wish it was like...
I'm sure more will be added.
I wish it was like $20 versus the $60 I paid.
yeah. It just seems like it's not worth the full game price.
Yeah,
There's not a lot of.
I'm glad I got my discount on Amazon at least. So it was like, with tax, like $50. But if I could, I would have just waited for a sale. Like a $25 sale, and just gotten it.
Yeah, that sucks. I'm really sorry. Well, hopefully they release some DLC. I mean, I can't imagine they're not going to continue to support it.
Oh, no, I'm sure they are.
Online,
Yeah. And I'll say my last thing, and this is kind of my hot take for the episode. Hot take.
Hot.
I just wish Nintendo stopped babying their fans. It's like you gotta like, it's Nintendo. Look at me, Nintendo. Look at me right in my face, right here. If you're listening, right here. You've been making games 30, 35 years, Nintendo. 30, 35 years. You have people with kids and grandkids now.
Well,
and
I guess possibly.
Yeah, possible. I mean, it could happen.
It could.
It's bad parenting,
Yeah.
But it's you think about somebody like they probably had an NES even when they were like 15.
Fair enough.
Think about now it's like 30 years later.
Yeah, I mean my parents are grandparents. So, yeah.
It's just one of those things like you have people of all ages now, and you also have this game that's like, just like Mario Kart and Smash Brothers. There are the people that casually play it, but then you have this hardcore fan base of people that they're looking for a challenge. They're begging for a challenge. They're begging for good online play. They're begging for tournaments. It's like I am a grown man. I kind of have a job.
Tell it how it is.
I pay rent. I pay bills, and I want to play challenging games. It's
Bring the thunder.
It's like there's something like Overwatch. It's like anybody could pick that up and play it for the most part anyways, at least on like a low skill level. But then you could go as far as you want with that game.
There's a league.
And there's a league. There's a freaking league, and it's amazing. And there's so many people that support that series, and so many people that watch that series and love those characters. And it's like Nintendo just... you should be doing this with Smash Brothers, Mario Kart. You should be doing this with Mario Tennis.
Tell them.
Give me a Mario Strikers game.
Preach.
Hell, give me a Mario Party League.
Hallelujah.
I would watch that for life. It's like just know that these hardcore fans are out there, and they have the skills to back up their love of video games. And it's like give them something with a little meat on the bones, And it's just
meaty.
Like have your baby modes, but just know that there's a hardcore fan base. There's a bunch of losers like me out there that love your games.
Loser.
Hot take.
Well, that's a valid one though, because I agree 100%. Because I think like they were in the right direction with. I thought Breath of the Wild was a perfect step in the right direction.
Exactly in the right direction.
Where it's like, you can be a newbie and play that game and like it.
Yeah.
But you can also realize that there are parts in that game that are just hard.
And the DLC made it even harder.
Yeah.
Because it just makes the whole game harder by a lot.
Exactly.
And so, it's awesome.
So I thought, like, okay, we're going in the right direction. Like, they realized we're like, and that was the biggest thing everyone was talking about. They've realized that their fans have grown up. They've made a Dark Souls kind of game out of a beloved franchise.
It was amazing.
And then they brought out Mario Tennis.
It's just these baby games, man. And like, it doesn't make much sense because you think about kids nowadays. Kids are really, really good at video games.
Yeah.
I was watching this. He had to have been no older than 12, but probably in the age of like 10. I saw him playing Fortnite on PS4 and just mopping the floor at people. I mean, just mopping the floor. Like, he was on like an 8-kill streak, just like no problem. Like, he's not even in a chair. He's standing up. He had just come outside from like playing soccer. He's just standing there with his friends, and they're just like laughing, and he's just annihilating people. And it's just like
these kids these days, man.
I mean, they grew up on video games.
Yeah.
They grew up on computers and stuff and tablets and
digital age.
I mean, there are kids on their iPhones at like 6 years old, like destroying people in Fortnite on a touch screen. It's just like it's a different world. And it's just like, we don't need to be babied, Nintendo. Just give us a challenge.
Yeah.
Put the baby modes in if you want, but it's like, I don't want motion controls. I don't want baby modes.
Yeah.
Like, just give me something I can play.
Yeah.
You know. So that's my hot take for the week.
Well,
whew.
I'm in agreement with what you have to say, especially because, you know, with stuff like Labo, you can make stuff for kids. You know, it's something that's clearly directed towards children, and you can still have your IPs be kid friendly, but at the same time, you know, and again, just Breath of the Wild is such a perfect example.
Yeah.
That game, you can, like, anybody at any skill level.
Give me that with every franchise.
Yeah, anybody at any skill level in video games can appreciate Breath of the Wild for what it is, for how challenging it is, for how much fun it is, and just it's pleasing for all ages.
Yep.
So, Nintendo, get good.
All right, so what else we got? Mike says we're running out of time.
Yeah, we're getting close to it. So let's end the show with something we always do. Some Historia. Some video game Historia.
And we're doing this a little different this time around, correct?
Well, I'm gonna don't worry. I'm gonna tell you how it is.
Okay.
All right. So
I'm ready.
Here's what we're gonna do. We're going back in time, right?
Yeah.
A simpler time, a weird time.
Weird time.
We're going to the early 2000s.
Oh, so I got the right haircut.
2003.
Already. Okay.
You got the right idea.
Yep.
The emo-ness is coming out. You know, you just listened to Eminem drop his "Lose Yourself" song.
Nice. I'm there.
Britney Spears and Madonna kissed at the VMAs.
Oh yeah.
Everyone went crazy. Lord of the Rings: Return of the King wins Oscars because that movie just made it just money and just lots of money. So
I'm in 2003.
You've got your Game Boy Advance sitting next to you. You've got your PS2, your GameCube, and your Xbox. They're all around you. Like, everything's there. Your Dreamcast is in the back because you don't love it, but it's there.
Yeah, actually in 2003, I was probably playing a lot of Saturn because I had just picked up...
Okay, well, there you go.
I had just picked up another Saturn right around that time.
All right.
Because I think I was 13 at the time, so that's about the... So, like... You know, I was playing the heck out of my GameCube, a lot of Smash Brothers Melee, all that fun stuff. But right around that time, I was playing a good amount of Saturn.
Okay,
like
so Segata Sanshiro wasn't killing you.
No, he wasn't kicking my butt.
He was appreciating your business.
Yep. He was just in the back, just like
Segata Sanshiro. Which, if you guys don't know what that is, look up Segata Sanshiro on YouTube. Sega Saturn.
Try and spell that too.
It is the funniest commercials ever. It's literally Sega. TA and then Sanshiro. Anyway,
there you go.
You can find it. It's hilarious. So anyway, we're in that time. Okay, so Sony Japan Studio. So this is a Sony developed game.
Okay, so this PS2 era. Yeah, I'm there.
PS2. We're coming out with a game that is so underloved.
Underloved.
This is a part of a franchise. This is an established game franchise. It's really a sequel. It is a sequel to a beloved Sony-developed game on the first PlayStation.
I think I might have a guess.
Okay, so Japan, Sony Japan developed it. It was a PS2.
Yeah.
This came out, what was the exact day? June 30th, 2003 for North America. Yeah. So.
Oh, actually, you know, I'm probably wrong. So I don't think Sony Japan did this. I was gonna say Twisted Metal Black, but I don't think that's right.
Could be.
So, I mean, it's probably not. I don't think Sony Japan did that.
You've got just funky characters. It's a platformer.
Oh, platformer.
It's a platformer where you're running around and you got crazy items that allow you to do weird stuff.
Gosh.
But very interesting stuff. I don't know how much else I can say without giving too much.
I'm trying to think what Sony Japan was doing at the time. You know, I don't think I had this. At least apparently.
Director is Naoto Ota. I could be mispronouncing his name.
Oh man, somebody's yelling at me. Somebody on YouTube's yelling at me.
Let me give you a big hint.
Okay.
All right. One of your items. It's basically a lightsaber. It's a lightsaber, but it's not called a lightsaber. But it's basically a lightsaber. Yeah.
Oh gosh, is this a game I played?
Oh,
I don't think I played a
platformer, lightsaber, Sony Japan, single player. It's a sequel.
But you said it was underwhelming. So.
I mean, I don't think I ever said that.
I thought you did.
No, I didn't say it was underwhelming. Oh well, I think it's underwhelming in terms of like, this was like the end. Really, there really wasn't much else after this one.
Oh, gotcha.
Like I don't think underwhelming, as in I don't think everybody appreciated it as much as they should have.
So, was it an Ape Escape?
Could be lots of things.
I don't know.
You don't know it.
I don't know.
Oh my God.
I don't think I played it.
Well, then you should follow your gut because it was Ape Escape.
Oh no, 2. It was Ape Escape
2. It was the sequel. The first one came out, I think, in 99 or 2000 for the first PlayStation.
Yes.
Ape Escape 2 for the PS2, 2003, June 30th for North America, 2003. Yeah.
Yeah, that's like
it's
Ape
Spike,
Escape.
Natalie, monkeys
Ape
with
Escape,
guns.
I played the original one just a little bit.
Oh.
It was one of those things where, like, especially because a buddy of mine had gotten the game. And like having that controller with the dual analog sticks was like crazy. It was like, what on earth is this thing?
Yeah.
And it just felt weird and clunky, and the controller more than the game. I can't remember how the game feels.
I thought the game played really well simply because like the right stick was used as your the direction for your weapons.
Right.
You know, like you use your lightsaber. It's the stun club, but it's basically a lightsaber.
Yeah.
But you use the right stick to like swing it and like direction.
Yeah.
But so like all your items are used that way. Like the net is the same way. The glider, you rotate it. Well, this is the first one. You rotate the glider and you like jump up and you like hover and stuff. But yeah, super interesting game. I will say that Ape Escape 2. Now that I see this, I'm definitely gonna pick it up. On sale right now in the PSN store for $4. So that's a good buy.
So you can play it on PS4.
Yeah, it's on the PSN store right now. So
Heck yeah.
Yeah, so I would. I'm probably gonna pick that up after we're done because it's only $4. Excuse me. But yeah, $4 game, good sequel. Very. When I said underwhelming, I should have said like not beloved. Because like I always thought the Ape Escape franchise was very like no one loved it as much as they should have. Because I thought the first one was excellent. Yeah. The second one was just as much fun. It was pretty good.
I wonder how it did like sales wise and all that.
That I don't have pulled up in front of me.
I think they should do a new Ape Escape game. But like now that graphics are where they're at, I think it should be extremely realistic monkeys.
Yeah.
It's like, oh my god, is that a real monkey?
Yeah, it's like basically Planet of the Apes movie.
Yeah, you just run around. Even your character's still cartoony looking, but it's just realistic monkeys running around
with machine guns.
I'd watch that.
That was my favorite part about the Ape Escape franchise, where like the monkeys, not only did they have, some of them had like Uzis and machine guns, but like the worse they were, they had like sunglasses.
Yeah.
And I was just like, ooh, this monkey is just tough. I could tell this monkey's gonna be tough.
It's like Squirtle with the
with the Squirtle gang.
It's like, oh man, you got the shades.
That's a tough Squirtle right there. But yeah, Apescape 2, man. I'm definitely gonna pick that up on PSN because it's only $4. So
nice.
Pick that up. It's a good game.
That's a good one.
Yeah. I'm trying to find ones that you may not necessarily know.
Yeah, so like, you know, at the time, 2003, I was so on the GameCube bandwagon that like I went back like years later and picked up the PS2 mostly to play through the Metal Gear series.
Yeah.
But there were like, you know, there were some other games on there I was kind of, you know, playing too. But there's things that just slipped through the cracks like Ape Escape and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's the thing about the PS2 was so perfect because if you never had a PS1, you could get that PS2 and then be like, oh wait, I can pick up PS1 games and play games I never played before.
Yeah.
Like, that's the one thing I thought the PS2 was just amazing because of that one thing. Like that was never been done before. Like you couldn't you know, backwards compatibility just wasn't a thing. So
yeah,
I love PS2.
Yeah, it's I don't know. It's
I know you don't.
I got mixed feelings.
Yeah,
on the
you're a
PS2.
hater, but anyway, PS2 is such a great system.
I mean, it's
best-selling system of all time.
Yeah, I mean, it had some.
Speaks for itself.
Had some freaking good games on it, though.
Oh, it did.
I'll say that much.
Had some fantastic games.
It's like Snake Eater alone. It's just like that's like that game is worth every penny of a PS2.
Yeah.
It's,
First Kingdom Hearts game, dude. I know you don't care, but that game, dude, that game created just a fan base of fan bases.
Yeah. Oh, dude,
like,
I know.
Huge.
They're still clamoring for that
for
Kingdom Hearts 3.
Oh, but it's coming
insane.
out finally.
Finally.
Like not 18 years later. Maybe like 15 years later. 15, 16 years later from the first one.
I hope they have one more delay, just so people lose their frickin' minds.
Yeah. It's probably going to happen.
Even if it's just a 3-day delay, people just start jumping off buildings and stuff.
Oh yeah, people will riot.
All right, so anyways, that's our show. So thanks for listening and sticking around. You know, it's a slow news week, but I think we have some fun things to talk about.
Always fun stuff to talk about.
Yeah,
here on the show.
It's like video games are fun and exciting or something.
Just a little.
So don't forget to like, subscribe, all that fun stuff. Tell your friends, tell your grandma, tell your cat about this show. You know, we're always looking to just find new audience members and just people to just listen.
Yeah.
So please, like,
I'll come up with new segments every day.
Yeah, so get the word out there. Drop us a line. Just say, hey, you suck. You're doing a good job, or something. Like, I would take any feedback at this point. Like us, or all that fun stuff. Just like us. Just
favorite,
like me,
subscribe,
love me.
Review on iTunes. Review on anything. Leave me a comment.
All over the place.
Yeah.
And definitely tell your grandma. I like her. And be sure to check out our Patreon, patreon.com/multiplayer. It throws $1 or $2, and you can get some bonus rounds every other Friday.
Yeah.
And then those things hit YouTube, iTunes, all that fun stuff the following week.
Yes.
Woot. Okay, and last thing, just a big old shout out to our boy DJ CUTMAN for the sweet, sweet chiptune music. Musics.
Chiptune music. It's good.
It's a good time.
It makes some good stuff.
But yeah, so that is it for our show. So we will see you next time. Keep on grinding. We'll see you at the respawn. Later.
Love you, baby.
We'd like to give a big old special thank you to Jaden Lawrence, Arturo Madeira, and Mercha Dan Kropataru. If you want to receive shoutouts like these awesome, beautiful people, be sure to check out our Patreon at patreon.com/multiplayered. See you next time, players.